Welcome to Morrison Madness.
Yeah, welcome. I'm Lachelle.
I'm Don.
Make sure you're checking us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm going to say that up front so we don't forget.
YouTube.
Oh, yeah. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to comment, like, share, all those good things.
Right. Speaking of comments, we had a viewer send us a suggestion for a topic, which we really appreciate.
Absolutely.
And it's been a while since he sent it. We had a lot of stuff already planned, but we thought this week would be a good week to talk about it.
Yeah. So shout out
to Greg.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, Greg, for the recommendation.
Over the years, he's been a regular at our karaoke shows. And I feel like he was even at our karaoke show the night that I proposed.
I think he was, yeah. Yeah, I think he was.
So he thought that it would be good to hear kind of a behind the scenes. I mean, not a full behind the scenes, but what it's like to be the KJ, what it's like to run karaoke, what kind of obstacles do you run into?
Right.
And I think that's a great topic. And we will do our best to not call people out.
Right.
But you have to realize that there's those same atypical people at almost every show.
Oh, sure.
You know.
Well, there's in anything that you do, you have different kinds or different typologies or personalities or whatever. And there are specific personalities that tend to like karaoke. And within that, I like karaoke personality, there are different types of people.
Yes.
And no matter where we do karaoke, we always have those different types of people. So...
Well, but it's funny, too, that when we go and meet people that have ran karaoke...
Oh, yeah.
They all talk about the same thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's that one guy that always has to sing Simple Man, and he thinks that he can sing it,
yes,
so well.
Yes.
And ruins the song. And it doesn't have to be Simple Man. It can also be, what's the one that was on Glee? Don't Stop Believin'.
Don't Stop Believin'.
Or Bohemian Rhapsody. And the worst thing about Bohemian Rhapsody is that it's like 7.5 minutes.
Yes.
That's...
Dashboard.
2 other people could be singing. Oh.
Dashboard by the Paradise Lights is often one of those. Even though
Say that again. Dashboard by the Paradise Lights. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Thank you.
Right, which is like 8 or 9 minutes long. Yeah.
Yes. Although the funny thing is that I actually sing that with somebody that had come
because
to our
they
shows
request
regularly.
that you sing that with them. Yes.
Right. And people enjoyed us doing it. But
yes.
He was a good singer. I'm not too bad myself. And so then the crowd usually enjoyed that song. But if you have somebody that can't carry a tune in a bucket, as we like to say once in a while, it's not necessarily that enjoyable.
Right. So
we also encourage everybody, no matter if you can carry a tune in a bucket or not, to
still
absolutely,
sing.
Because it's about
you're there to have
fun.
Yes.
We're not all about you have to be a great singer when you're doing karaoke. It's more about, are you having fun and is the crowd having fun?
Yes. So what is it that you think is one of the biggest issues that you run into when running karaoke?
Oh, like the biggest problem? Frustrations?
Sure.
You mean? Or
yeah, frustration.
Okay, that's not where my brain was going as far as the next thing to talk about. So, the biggest frustration or problem is probably the individual that signs up and wants to sing immediately and wants to ask after every other singer, "Am I next? Can I be next? Can I be next?"
Oh, see, I don't see that as a frustration. I just point at the tip jar.
Oh, yeah, and I've done that.
If you want to move up, you tip.
Yeah.
The biggest frustration is that we get there, it's a regular gig, we're there every week, whether it's Friday night, Saturday night, we start at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And then you want to wait until 12:30 to sign up.
When we're done
there's
at 1.
40 other people
and you've been there
ahead of you, and you've been there all night.
Yep.
And you think you're going to get to sing?
Yes, because we do have some places that we go that we know somebody works until 11, and then by the time they get to the bar, it's almost midnight or after.
But they know
midnight.
they can text us and get put in the rotation.
Correct, and they let us know, hey, I'm on my way, what have you, can you put me in the rotation? And we try and get them in as much as we can because
Absolutely.
we realize they didn't have a chance to be there. But yes,
when you've been sitting at the bar all night trying to build up some liquid courage.
Yeah, the liquid courage.
And then you get frustrated that we can't get you in because we're full up.
Yeah, no, that's probably...
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, and I guess for me, I'm just like, no, you had your chance. We're full up now. Like, you could have signed up 3 hours ago and been in the rotation, but now we're full up. So to me, that's not as big of a frustration, I guess, is the thing. The frustration is that...
It's frustrating to me because they get frustrated at us.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, you have no reason to get mad at me.
Right.
You should have, 6 beers ago, you could have put in a song.
Now you're too drunk to karaoke, right?
I've never been too drunk to karaoke. Well, that's not true either. I'm not going to go there. So what's another?
Another frustration would be the individual that wants to run the show.
What do you mean by that?
Like the individual that's like, oh, you shouldn't have them sing this kind of music. That just brings the crowd down. Or you should, I will have people tell me that you shouldn't have them sing that kind of a thing. Or, you should let this person go next because they're awesome. And try and tell me how, like the order that things need to be in. And,
really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had that.
That's because you have resting bitch face. And people won't come up to you and tell you that.
You know what cures resting bitch face? I don't care what job the person is at. I don't care if you're a frickin' bank teller.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I don't care what your job is. If you have resting bitch face and a customer is concerned about that, they're leery of it, they think that you're mad at them, you know what cures that?
What?
Somebody bringing you a shot.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee you. If you walk into the bank, put down a shot for the teller with resting bitch face,
I'm not sure
it's going to
legal.
brighten her day. Why is it not legal? You're not selling it.
No, I don't. I suppose not. Oh,
it can be in a sealed bottle.
I'm not sure that I would recommend this, but
I'm just telling you. You don't know. You haven't tried it.
I don't have resting bitch face. I don't need a shot.
No, I'm just saying you never tried it with somebody that has resting bitch face.
No, I usually just talk to them.
If people came up and bought me a shot, I bet my resting bitch face would disappear pretty quick.
Yeah. You'd also probably get drunk pretty quick.
Shit happens. I'm a fun drunk. I don't know what to tell you. I've never had that happen. I've never had where somebody tried to take over or tell me what to do.
Only a couple times. And it's usually somebody that has either has been at a lot of karaoke shows or has a friend that's a DJ or they themselves have done karaoke. Like they were a KJ in the past. And then it's usually they want to come and they want to sit at the table with me and talk with me the whole time I'm running a show. And so then they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't have that. You should tell them they can't sing that song. That the crowd's not going to like that song here. And I'm like, that's not how we run our company. Thanks, though.
So I have a personal thing that annoys me that I need to just get over.
Yeah,
right?
I have a feeling I know what this is.
So every KJ has a certain number, whatever, of songs that they sing.
Yeah.
Right? And when somebody comes in,
what I thought it was. Okay.
When somebody comes in that's a regular,
right,
that has never sang a song that you sing before,
right,
and they all of a sudden decide that they're going to sing it,
right,
and ruin that song,
right.
Inside, I am molten lava. I am a volcano waiting to go off, and I have to convince myself I'm not here about me.
No, right.
I'm here about them.
Right.
But then I have to switch up what I would normally sing.
Right.
And it's not like I only have 5 songs that I can sing. I mean, I have plenty of songs, but it's
but
one that I would normally sing.
Yeah. You have about 10 or 15 regular songs. I mean, you can do more than that, but 10 or 15 that are your go-to.
Right.
And if you really wanted to narrow it down, even 5 that are your good go-tos. And then, yeah, I could see that if somebody sang one of those 5 songs.
And if they knew, if it's not, like, if they're not a regular and they don't know,
right,
then it doesn't bother me. But when they're a regular and they know,
right,
and then and they've never sung it before.
Now that you say that, I remember we were at a show and there was some regular or something that signed up for a song that I normally sing. And you were frustrated about it. And I was like, how are they supposed to know that I sing it? Like, I'm not.
They're a regular. They know.
I have had, I'm so, because I sing so many different songs that I'm used to people singing the stuff that I sing. But I've had people say afterwards, like I've had regulars tell people, oh, you shouldn't sign up for that
Think
one.
about
You
this.
need to have her sing it instead.
Think about this, okay? When Luke Combs was just starting off, right? He only had a couple songs released. He wasn't as big as he is now. Right. And let's say he's going to go on tour and he's going to open for Tim McGraw. And Luke comes out and sings don't take the girl.
Right.
What do you think Tim's doing backstage?
Yeah, no, right.
Tim's like, what the hell?
Right.
Somebody needs to smack that kid upside the head.
Right. But you're not the star-liner of the show.
I realize that. That's what I'm
show.
saying. I need to switch. I got to turn that off and be like, we're here performing a service. They're the ones that are supposed to be singing.
That's our tagline for Star Entertainment is it's your time to shine.
That's
not
right.
Don's time to
That's
shine.
right.
Your time to shine.
But I only get to shine those couple of times. Anyway.
No, I do remember that there's one individual that I sing a duet with that we do a really good job with. And it has a lot of harmony in it. And people tend to really like that duet. And then when she's not there, there are a couple other regulars that they purposely sing that duet. And they kind of purposely do it really, really badly. And they pretend to be me and this other person when they do it. And it's actually pretty hilarious. And the first time they did it, I didn't quite understand what was going on when it first started. And then I started catching on that that's what they were doing. But other than that, like that's the only one that kind of stands out, that there's somebody that specifically is singing something because I sing it.
So we only have 2 rules at our karaoke shows.
Yeah.
And these are pretty standard rules.
Yeah.
These are pretty standard rules for a DJ when they're DJing an event.
Yes.
And any other karaoke company that I know.
Yes.
Okay. Don't put a drink. I don't care if it's alcohol, water, pop. Do not put a drink next to our equipment.
Don't bring liquid towards an electronic equipment of any sort and kind.
None of it's
situation.
waterproof, and it's super expensive. And if you spill your drink on it, the show is over.
Yes, it just fries everything and it's dead.
And people just can't get it through their head. I've had them come up and actually hit the back of my laptop with their drink, going to set it on top of our microphone.
Yep.
Thing,
or they'll
right
come
next
up
to the
and they'll
mixer.
be like, I'm not putting it down. That's worse. Is to come over and
right
sloshing
over
it
top
over top of the equipment and not put the drink down. Like,
and then the other one
leave
is
it at your table.
Right.
Hand it to a friend if you need to come talk to us. Don't bring it near us.
And then our other rule is don't hit the microphones
or drop them or tap them or
They see this on the TV. People walk up to a microphone, and they're like, bam, bam, bam. Is this thing on?
Yep. Hitting the top of that microphone, yes. And don't do that.
Yeah.
That people that are on TV and in shows, microphones are pennies for what they're making.
When people do that, like when the principal walks up at a school in a movie, the principal walks up. That's actually in the show to try and show you that even principals aren't infallible, that they're not, they don't know everything. You should never do that to a microphone.
I'm talking about, like, there are artists that specifically the drop the mic thing and all of that.
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
because
stuff.
they don't pay for them, and if
Correct.
they do, even if they have $1,000 mic, they're millionaires.
Correct.
It's not the same thing.
That's what I mean. To them, the microphone is a penny thing.
Right.
It's a throwaway object. It's not a throwaway object to a small entertainment company like us.
Right.
Or any other DJ that's local that's doing that. Microphones are expensive, and you don't want to be messing with them more than you need to, kind of deal.
Right.
So yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine, is when people do that. And they do it because they have seen it on TV and they think that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
It makes you more realistic, which it actually doesn't. It shows that you really don't know what you're doing with the equipment when you do that. But
I think in all the years, though, we've only had one person that actually did a mic drop at a show.
Yes.
And when I called her out on it, she tried to turn it around and blame it on me because I grabbed her.
Right.
I got a hold of her arm and turned her out of the way so I could pick the microphone up.
Right.
And said, "You're done. You're not singing again tonight."
Right.
And she tried to make it that I had assaulted her.
Yes.
Because she was so drunk, she thought everything was about her that night.
Yes.
It was a very bizarre thing.
Yes.
So I've had people fake like they're going to do it,
Right.
And I don't have an issue with that.
Right. It stresses me out.
Well,
because I'm always thinking,
that it's going to be that
don't
girl.
Drop it.
Yeah.
Don't drop it. But yeah. And the other side is that, you have enough people that are faking that they're going to mic drop, then one person will actually do it because it's been building up overnight. And so then I'm just like, don't even start it.
Right.
But I think that's part of what people, they may think about it or realize it outside of the night of doing karaoke, is that usually the KJ is the most sober person doing karaoke besides your staff that's working.
Right.
And they're too busy serving to really pay attention to what's happening with the show. The DJ is the one that's usually more sober. Now, not all cases. There are companies, and there have been times that even you have partaken because of a special event or whatever, and then I was the only sober one between the two of us running a show or what have you. But so then people that do to partake, which again, you're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a good time, drink if you want to drink, that's fine. But realize that as you get more and more drunk, you're making less and less sense. And I know what's going on. So that reminds me. So here's another one of my pet peeves. Yeah.
Okay. So, and I get that most people that come to karaoke probably don't have any hearing loss.
That's what I thought you were going to talk about before.
From years of construction, years of shooting guns, heavy equipment, being a DJ, I have some hearing loss. I'm not deaf. I don't need hearing aids. But I do have some hearing loss.
You do. And you have tinnitus.
And I have tinnitus. If you come up and stand in front of the speaker
right.
and try and ask me a question about whether or not we have a song or not, I can't hear you at all.
No. And then on top of it, again, we joke about your RBF, your resting bitch face, but
right.
But the other part that people don't necessarily realize is usually the karaoke places are dark. The lights are down. It's a bar scene, right? So the lights are dark. So then we're staring at a computer, which means we have bright backlighting that we're staring. It's like staring into a bright TV screen in a very dark room, and then have somebody come up next to that TV screen and try and talk to you. You can't see their face.
Right.
And so not only are you not able to really hear them, you can't see who they are or what they're saying. So that's not helping you at all either.
Which is why we have sign-up cards.
Yes, that's why we have sign-up cards.
Now I get, if you're too drunk to sign up, you can come around away from the speaker
right.
and ask me. And if it's not too busy, I'm happy to write it down for you and get you in. But yeah,
right.
Coming up in front of the speaker.
And we do have some regulars that have reading glasses that they don't bring into the bar.
Right. And then they can't see to write.
Can't see the cards. And so we know, if you explain it to us that's the, when you're still sober enough to explain it to us, then I'm happy. And I'm more apt to be like, yeah, you can just tell me and I can hear you over that speaker, or I catch you in between songs quickly kind of thing. But yeah, no, it is frustrating and there's a meme. Like, everybody knows there's all these Facebook groups out there, and there are specifically Facebook groups for people that are DJs and KJs and things like that. And there was a meme that went around for a while on one of those groups that was a goat that was like chewing something.
Right.
And
this is what you look like when
right.
you're talking to the DJ.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What
and that's
they look
true.
like when talking to the DJ. And the mouth was just a going, and you can't hear anything. And that's a true statement. It really does happen. But and part of our stuff too is our equipment. Our speaker looks like a pole, because it's a tower, and it stresses me out when people want to lean on that to talk to me, because
right.
that's a $6,000 pole that you're pushing over. And again, if that breaks, we're just done for the night.
So one of the issues that we've had, and Greg kind of asked us about this, is people will come up and sign up.
Yeah.
And then because they don't get played within the next two or three, they don't get called up during the next 2 or 3 songs, then and maybe it was partially because I have resting bitch face, and so they think I'm angry at them or whatever, or I didn't like their song choice, and then they're like,
no, I've had people do the same thing.
They don't like me. They won't call me up.
Right.
No, that's not the case. There's 10,
a queue.
15, 20 other people
right.
ahead of you. Just because
right.
you just now signed up doesn't mean you're going to get in right away.
Right.
The way that's going to happen, and it's the same thing with DJing. If
yes.
you're DJing at a club and somebody comes up and like requests a song, you know what? I've had 10 other people request songs.
Yes.
I'll get them in. That's what the tip jar's for.
Yes. Yep. If you want to get in earlier than where it is in the queue, tip. The larger the tip, the sooner you're going to get in. Kind of thing.
At one point, somebody told me that TIPS stands for to ensure prompt service.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's tipping a bartender, the wait staff, your DJ, whoever, the people that moved your stuff in. If you want stuff done professionally, correctly,
yep.
expediently, that's
yep.
what tips are for.
Yep, absolutely. But at the same time, you can't sign up for 10 songs and tip and then expect to sing 10 times in a row.
No, that doesn't happen.
And we've had people
we
get
have
upset
a queue,
about that.
we go through a rotation.
Right.
Yes.
And so then we have people upset about that, because then they're like, well, I tipped. Why am I singing next? I tipped you. And I'm like, because you just sang 2 songs ago.
Right.
So even tipping doesn't get you moved in immediately. That's not how this works.
No, if you want to do that, then you just hire us for a private party.
Exactly. Yes.
Which we're happy to do.
Yep.
We love doing private parties. You can sing all night.
We are available for private parties. You can hire us to come. Yes, absolutely. 100%. So, but
it isn't that we don't like people, because I can tell you that
if we didn't like people, we wouldn't be doing this as a business.
Well, but that's not the case. There are people that come to karaoke shows that I don't care for.
Oh, okay.
They as long as they're behaving themselves and following the rules, they're still going to get to sing. I'm still going to call you up. I'm a professional.
Right.
I don't say anything negative to them or about them.
No, right.
I don't have to like everybody. They don't have to like me.
Right.
They still came to our karaoke. I guarantee you, people have come to our karaoke shows that don't like me.
Could be.
They came because we're a professional company. We have great sounding equipment. We have a huge song list.
Yeah.
You know, and the place that we're at, they like the people that are there.
Sure.
You know, they don't have to like me.
Right.
They came to have a good time. Then they get to have a good time.
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So I'm not going to exclude somebody out of the queue just because I may not care for that person.
Right. The only time that I have never called someone up was because they were so drunk that they couldn't hold the microphone. Like when they signed up, I knew that there was just no way. And I literally would call their friends over and be like, so they just signed up, but they're not going to sing. And their friends were like, yeah, they don't even know that they signed up. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that's the only time. And it's literally more of nobody's going to enjoy it, including the person that's drunk.
Right.
And
at that point, it gets to be a safety issue. I mean, if they're that drunk, they're going to fall into the equipment. They're going to fall and hurt somebody. They really should just go home. I mean, you know.
Yep.
You joke about the too drunk to karaoke, but I have seen people.
Well, I say that because that's a song that we actually do.
Right.
And but that's the only time that I have ever said, no, you're not.
So I know one big complaint, and I've heard this from a lot of people, not about us, but about other KJs. I've heard it as a compliment to us, is that there are some KJs that are out there that like to sing constantly. They're singing every 15 minutes, you know.
Or they're singing with the person that's doing the karaoke. Like they grab a mic when somebody else signed up and like they're singing backup, quote unquote. And no, it's not your job to sing backup.
We usually start off with a song, whether we're working a show together or separately. We start off a song to do a sound check.
Yes, to make sure that everything's running right.
If it's dead, I might sing every 10, 15 minutes when there's no singers instead of just DJing. But generally, we only sing once an hour. Tops. I mean, 4 times, unless people are requesting to sing with us.
Right. Which we do have some people that like to sing duets with us specifically, and so then we'll sing more with them. If it's a slower night, I might sing more often than 4 times in an hour, but usually people are requesting me to sing songs when I'm doing KJing.
Yeah.
So
if people request for me, I've never had somebody request that many.
But you don't
about
have
every 15
you don't have
minutes.
as wide a variety of songs that you do either. So.
No.
You know, like we were talking earlier, you have the 5 to 10 that are your go-tos.
And we do different venues.
Yes, and I have different venues, and I have a 100 songs that I can pull up and just do and not have to think about or I have that many. You haven't been doing
You keep
karaoke
saying that I have 10 or 15 songs. I have 10 or 15 songs that I really like. Okay. I have over 50 songs in my queue that I can sing.
I get that.
I just don't care to sing them.
Right. You don't rotate through them. I actually rotate through them.
Right.
And again, for the last
pretty much every Johnny Cash song I can do.
Right.
I don't like them.
No, I know.
You always want me to sing Ring of Fire and Folsom Prison. I don't like those. I like Give My Love to Rose and Hurt.
Right.
You know, The Wreck of the Old 97.
But again, you haven't been at the karaoke shows that I've been doing for the last couple of years.
No,
because you've been busy doing other stuff. So you don't even realize that I've added songs into what I normally do.
Oh, right.
So, yes. So there, and that's the thing. The people will be like, I heard you sing this last time I was here. Can you sing it again? Or something along that lines. That will happen often. We were just doing a Name That Tune the other night, and somebody was like, can you please sing this song? I realize you're not doing karaoke, but can you just sing it? And
what song was that?
We were already tearing our equipment down. It was Girl Crush.
Oh.
And so then they played it on the jukebox, and they're like, no, please sing it. Just with the jukebox, just sing it. And so I had to stand there and sing it for them. So, which is super flattering. I appreciate when people are appreciative of us singing as well, because that's part of how I got into doing karaoke. I was at karaoke shows often enough that they offered me a job before we had our company. So.
And we have a lot of great singers.
We do. Yeah, it's a great show to come to, even if you're not a karaoke singer yourself.
For a long time, we had the theater crowd that came to our shows because we had good Bose equipment.
Yep.
I think between the pandemic and just other stuff,
Yeah.
we've fallen out of touch with a lot of them. But some of them still come. I mean,
Right.
you know, Jeff, now that we're back up running, well, when we start running karaoke again, I feel like Jeff will come to a few shows. He's an amazing singer.
Yes.
ML,
shout out to Jeff. Shout out to ML.
you know, would take a song and completely twist
Make
it and
it his
turn
own.
it into something else.
Love
and
it.
it was incredible. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, I would request him to do stuff all the time. I
Yep.
loved it when he did In Excess.
Yep.
And we have a lot of great people
Yeah.
like that come to our shows and sing.
Yeah.
You know, and some people have 2 or 3 particular songs that they're just amazing at.
Right.
And they do other stuff and it's fine. They do it okay. And I mean, I'm that way. I have songs that I sing that aren't the best.
Right.
You know, I just like those songs, so I tend to sing them
Sure.
once in a while. We love all of it. We don't care.
Yeah.
And we love the variety. I mean, it goes from punk to
Yes.
heavy metal to country to, you know,
Yep.
everything. So
Absolutely.
so that's a little background into it's
The
again
life
not
of a KJ.
but it's not a behind the scenes. It's not, you know,
No.
the prep and all of that kind of stuff.
No.
You know, it's not about that. It's the issues that come up, you know,
Right.
when being a
Right.
KJ. A lot of people think, oh, it's just a party and it's just fun. It's
Yeah, a
you
lot
know,
of people have said, "Oh, it must be nice to just, work 4 hours,"
yeah.
kind of thing. And I'm like, that's not the case. And on top of it, when you're the only kind of sober one managing a bunch of people that are not, it's not always that fun. I mean, it's not horrible, or I wouldn't do the job.
Well, and
I
as a
still
lot of
enjoy it.
bartenders and servers can tell you,
Yeah.
being the sober one and having to deal with drunk people,
It can get frustrating.
especially when they're angry and frustrated and they're not even sure why because they're drunk. Yes.
Yeah. So it's fun. Yes, it's fun. It's also exhausting, and it's a job. It's not just a party for
Yes.
us. It is work for us. But we enjoy the work, which is why we do it.
Yes.
So
So hopefully you found that somewhat interesting and maybe somewhat educational.
maybe
So-
too much educational.
No, I don't think so. Again, it's, you know, you have 50 singers in a night.
Right.
1 or 2 of them
Oh,
are a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and when they're sober, they're not an issue. It's
Right.
usually because they've had too much to drink and they don't even realize.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't even touch on the fact that you'll call somebody up 3 times and they don't come up because they're outside smoking or going to the bathroom.
Right.
And then they come up a half an hour later. Dude, you haven't called me up. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? No,
Nope.
we called you. You
We
weren't.
thought you left.
So
Because the place is crowded. We can't see everybody, and everybody said you were gone.
yeah,
We'll
you know
put you
what?
back
I'll
in.
put you back in the list. I'll call you up next.
Don't
Not-
go anywhere.
Not an issue. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, and you know, we have lots of other people on, you know, going from the karaoke thing. We don't have time to fit it all into one episode,
No.
but you know, just
Right.
actual DJing and the issues that you run into that and how much
Yeah.
work it can be, and then name that tune, which is another thing that we do. You know, a lot of people don't think about how much work that is. It's just like, oh, you get to go hang out at a bar or restaurant for 2 hours and have a good time. You know, I'm
Right.
like, yep, that's what I get to do. That's all I do. The life of a pirate right there.
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy Buffett. There's
Yeah.
no work in it at all.
If only. We'll get into that on another episode.
So
I
again,
feel like.
hopefully you found this episode interesting, informative. If you liked
Yeah.
it, let us know. Give us your feedback. If there's questions about other things that you'd like to know, by all means, you know, again, this was a suggestion from somebody, which is why we did it.
Yeah. Again,
we love
shout
those
out
kind
to
of
Greg
things.
for
Yeah.
letting us know about
Thanks,
a
Greg.
suggestion. It's helpful, very helpful to hear what people are thinking.
Hopefully we will see Greg at one of the karaoke
Yeah.
shows we have over the summer.
Yeah. Yep.
So-
Or a name that tune or something that way. Yeah, absolutely. So
Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
take care.